That was a bit of a different tone today. It's been a while. Of course, some stuff's happened. And this will be my last ever video on this channel. Because of various things. But that isn't important. At least isn't now. Today I'm going to be reacting to really trying to review one of the lowest rated animes according to IMDB, known as, actually, let me get it up. Here it is. Fuck. Here it is, known as High Guardian Spice. It is on Crunchyroll. I wouldn't consider it an anime. And here is my thought process on that. Well, first off, the art style. It's much similar to something like that out of something that'd be on like Cartoon Network and like in its prime. But I mean, like, what I remember as a prime being like mid 2000s, like 2010s. So and I've heard has animation worse than the One Punch Man season 3. It has characters that are diabolical. It uses PNGs that are poorly cropped in. Well, I heard the characters are incredibly insufferable. That's not another thing to add, but during the production of this, I don't know if I'm just like completely gone insane, but I'm pretty sure I had a big thing on the creators or mainly everyone in the thing being like women. So diversity. Yeah, I don't really think that it should matter in the production of a series. If it's going to be the production of something, it should be an equal mix, if any mix, but it should focus more on a good story, a good character arc, as well as a good environment and a good storytelling. So that world building also comes into a big role, though if you have a character-driven story, world building can take a bit of a back seat because a lot of stories are driven by characters, from my understanding. So let's start this.
Are really diverse, our cast is really diverse, and that's one of the things that excited me the most about it.
Our writer's room is 100% female.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew it. Doing like the hand gestures is so certain people. You know exactly who you are. Don't think I'm doing anything else with them. So, with that, I'll make this clear. Here, my hands are here. I have a guitar pick. I do not know how to play guitar, but I have a guitar pick. My hands are here. They'll be on my knees for the majority of this. So the point I was trying to make is that you shouldn't bring a light to something if that thing isn't important. For instance, saying your writing staff is 100% women just implies that you want to make it this big thing that all of your writing, or majority of your writing staff is women. When in reality, No one cares about that. I was like, in the clip I presented, it was stated with diversity, or something with diversity. I don't know, memory loss. But the writing staff was majority white women. So I wouldn't consider that diverse. You can have a diversity of opinion, but what I assume is meant was a diversity in general, being both a diversity of opinion as well as of other things. Like I can't really say it because I know what I will be called if I do. Let's get back to it. Might notice a few things have changed. Of course, the chair, the lighting, clothes. Really, I started to record this in mid-June of this year, 2026. It is now early July. I've had nothing better to do than to do this. And there are little and nothing I can say that would complement the series. Oh, for one, the music. The music is good. The world building is just showing wide shots of vehicles. Even then, it's shown to have the steam engine, an invention shown that would be at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution. Yet they do not have the printing press, seemingly. So, what time period is this based on? As you see, Mott and Bailey castles. Of course, Mott and Bailey was... Not Mott and Bailey, it looked like the modern... Or not the modern equivalent, but looks like a more medieval equivalent to the Mott and Bailey castle. And then, of course, there are a lesbian couple in a medieval show. If that was accurate, if that was anything like something actually medieval or medievally accurate, like Berserk, then they would have likely been stoned. I'm not joking. And it seems like it has no correlation with actual history. No actual events. It has a school. Shown at the last few minutes of the first episode. I'd compare that to Mushoku Tensei Season 2, which has a magic school. The only problem is, Mushoku Tensei Season 2, so far, and this is before Season 3 comes out in around a week, one of the best so far adapted arcs. And I'm just gonna say this: there's no saving grace other than the music and the clothes. You can see poorly incorporated PNGs, poorly incorporated creatures, characters with terrible voice acting, atrocious voice acting even. The animation is decent. The style makes me want to tie a rope around my esophagus and tighten it. It is that bad. And the character design. You have the same bean-shaped mouth. Every character. No variety. All opens pretty much ear to ear. I'm not exaggerating. And the eyes are too big and a bit too close together. Instead of looking human, they look like dolls. They have no depth. The shading isn't even that good. Has a bit of highlights on it about dark spots. That's it. 3 colors most make up the shading. No color theory. None of that. Let's get back into it. Okay, so I think I should clarify that for a lot of these reactions, I'm just nitpick. Not a lot of the time, but like with some bits, I'm just nitpicking. I just feel like I should clarify that. Another thing I should mention is my phone storage bugged out on me or something like that, and I have to record this in or this section in 2 parts. Not this, but the like the reaction to the actual video. Not really much I can say. It's nothing to note. Bare bones. Nothing in the sense of plot or anything like that. I'm gonna make a prediction now. There's a character. Looks to be like professor. Looks to be male, feminine voice. I have one of 2 theories. Tomboy or femboy. Either or. I don't really care. Another thing is I feel like it'd come with the territory of it that there would be some magical girl filler episode, like maybe near the end or halfway through. It's completely detached from the rest of the series. Even though it's trying to tell a narrative. Which is something... Honestly, it's something I don't really like. I thought when a lot of series do it. Let's get back into it. I have nothing else to say about it. Maybe next episode be something to use. Halfway in episode 1. Not episode 1, episode 3. They made the femboy trans. Who does that? Who does that in their right mind? You get out of femboy. Why? And even then, how would that thematically work? It's not like you could just have a potion to just switch your genitals. You have to change the bone structure. You'd have to change the way your fat and your muscle moves and contracts. You have to change your vocal cords. You have to change your skull. You have to change a lot of things, as well as the way your hair grows. I don't think you can do that with just a simple magic potion. does that work? I swear, if it's a magic potion, I'm generally just gonna crash the hell out. Like, I just had to say something, because that is absolutely stupid writing. I say that because it's medieval. Or at least, looks to be, what's the time period again? The Renaissance. Looks to have some elements of the Renaissance. But you can't have your cake and eat it too in these situations. You can't have modern themes or modern elements in something medieval. Why not just have a femboy? Or in this case, a tomboy, you know? Go back to it. And I will generally crash out if the whole explanation is just a potion.
I was born into a female body, but it wasn't the right body for
Bullshit.
me, so I used new magic to change it. Cool. You can do that? Is that kind of transformation magic permanent? I take a potion once a month.
What the fuck? A potion! A potion! I knew it! A fucking... How? What even is new magic in that context? Old magic's like alchemy and shit. Is new magic like what? Just incantations and shit? And even then, what's even the point of having new magic and old magic? Why not just have magic and alchemy? And have alchemy come before magic? I'm just gonna put this. Why have that? Why? This is the worst writing I've ever seen. No wonder all the writing staff's women. I don't mean that in any sexist way. I just mean the criteria for the writing was so abominably low, so atrociously low with their standards that it's just, you have to be female. Which is sexist, to be fair. So, and two wrongs don't make a right. So, yeah. I was technically sexist there. Like what even it? What? Why would you go for that? I'm gonna get back into this, and I'm actually gonna just crash the hell out, you know? I generally want to stop it right here. But I'm not. Let me tell you about all the stuff that this has done wrong. Like lung cancer or some shit. First off, I tried to balance three different plot points all at once, which made everything feel like it didn't have enough screen time and felt rushed. 2, it introduced things like mechanics like the Raw, I don't know, Scout Raw type shit. Magic, what new magic can do, being just alchemy, like what's being described as old magic. Being they're just the same. It's just the same. And number 3, I'm transgender. Who the hell cares? Like, who the actual hell cares? Why not just write someone delusional instead of having them be transgender? That would be much more entertaining than, like, making someone like that is incredibly schizophrenic. Oh, no, I'll rephrase that because, I don't want to diss the schizophrenic people, because that is generally some really metal shit they go through. Why not just make a character that's mentally disabled? Like Chris Chan levels. Of course, Chris Chan is like EDP 445 levels of internet supervillain. On the topic of EDP 445, that documentary with Chris Sanson was... This dude EDP got caught meeting up, or tried to meet up with 2 minors. 2. Twins, a 30-year-old bum, too. Back on topic. Another thing it got wrong was having characters that are introduced to prior episodes have no redeeming qualities whatsoever, making it appear that they are just meant to be antagonists. For instance, you don't see one character that actually says, like, hold on, what we're after doing is pretty messed up. You don't see that because the writers don't think ahead that far. They think, and they don't think ahead at all. They think, what can I do that would be good in this moment? Which is arguably the same thing as the creator of Hazbin Hotel does. That's a whole different story. I hate that series. Mainly for its depiction of hell. Like, if you're gonna have hell, at least make it Ballymun levels of madness, not just Los Angeles. Like, maybe if you're gonna have, like, be a fantasy series, people just can't die because of, like, a curse, that'd be more interesting than having it be a Catholic depiction of hell. And it's Catholic for like, I don't know, a few elements. I'm not gonna get into it because generally I'm gonna talk about theology for like 3 hours. Just want to know that this is worse than Hazbin Hotel, and Hazbin Hotel is straight ass. But from seeing the first episode because it was free, standing for Adam, or what they went for Adam, was pretty entertaining to watch. Not gonna lie, that's all I'm gonna say. Next episode, I'm gonna actually fucking kill myself. So my thoughts. What is that? Well, honestly, what is there to say? The characters are unlikable. The story is bad. It's episode what, like... I just finished episode 4. I have no idea what even is the plot. It presents itself as slice of life, but I doubt that's what it wants to go for, because come to think of it, the only real slice of life series in fantasy I've watched is Konosuba. And Konosuba is a good comedy. Like, everything this tries to do, it fails dramatically. Like, you wouldn't think it would do that bad. Every single expectation I've had for this, though low, has been completely hit off the head and been completely lower than I was thinking. Has been completely lower than I was expecting. Using characters that are innately homosexual or transgender in a fantasy setting. And the one for like the transgender one was like, I take a potion and that keeps me. What realistically is even what is, like, how do you do that thematically? How do you do that? Is it like, does it change your cells? Does it change your chromosomes? Does it change, like, does it just change your bone structure? Because if it changes your chromosomes, what's stopping someone from just making a potion that, like, gives you an extra chromosome and gives you Down syndrome, and then, like, sneaks as sort of like a poison? Like, what's stopping someone from making a Down syndrome potion? The authors clearly don't think of this. And it's very evident because with the magic system, there is no difference between new and old magic that I've seen. Both use potion brewing, or both use sort of witchcraft elements. The only difference is new magic looks different. And if that's the case, then what even is the point? Why not have it be different generations of magic instead of different magics entirely? Is new magic alchemy? Is old magic symbols? I don't have any answers to my questions. And even with the plots, it splits off at the beginning, but then that is the only place where the story is innately similar, because after that it splits off into two completely separate events. It goes and it constantly switches from story A to story B, to the point where it feels not only rushed, it also feels incoherent, because you feel as if maybe one is being prioritized over the other, or both don't have enough time to truly get their point across. And it's a story, and that's actually a problem with the pacing. But it's clear and it's evident that the people making it don't care. It's clear that they just think, oh, I can just make a story that I want to make. And, of course, all stuff to you, but if you're going to make a story, at least make it coherent. Like, from watching 4 episodes of this, I already don't want to watch any more. I want to go to the top of Arasaka Tower and throw myself off. Very niche reference, I know. But back to the point at hand. This show doesn't know what it wants to be. It's called High Guardian Spice, but all the characters, they are not named after spices. If anything, they're named after herbs. So, like, Solo Leveling has a better story than this. And that's saying something, because Solo Leveling doesn't have a story. Solo Leveling is just a Korean power fantasy written by some guy in, like, out of Seoul or some other place in Korea. Like, to say that this is worse than Solo Leveling is saying something. I thought that was rock bottom in terms of story, in terms of characters. But this just broke the bedrock and went kilometers below my expectations. Like, I'm not even going to continue watching this series because of how generally, like, frustrated I am with this series. I don't want to continue watching this. And, that concludes my reaction video career, I guess. End video.